Why does the internet bring out the worst in people? Now, I know what people like on the screen isn't what they like in their lives. People like shocking stuff, extreme stuff, doctors saving lives and losing patients, bad men going bang bang with their guns, and, you know, five guys drop dead and we never have to see the funerals for anybody and we never have to see the mom. Like, my son, like, I'll never see you again. You don't have to deal with and family funerals. I won't even go anymore. But that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. Okay. So I have this theory about why the internet makes people worse, right? And people that are attracted to the internet, right, are already not doing well in life. If you were doing well in life, you wouldn't be looking for your world online. This is, it's not something a lot of people want to admit to, but it stands to reason to me that if you were going gangbusters in real life, you wouldn't be looking online. You wouldn't be having an online personality because your real life is so fucking awesome. Like your person life is so awesome, you don't need an online life, right? There are reasons people create online lives. Like now they have a family, they can't go out anymore, so, a girl starts going online. I see that all the time. There are different, the same thing with guys, like now you can't go out, so they create an online life. People's lives slow down for whatever reason, and they start creating an online personality because they can't do what they used to in real life for whatever reason. So, I have this theory that emotionally stunted people go online and they form like a show. And this connects with a younger audience. So they're like 40, 35, but their audience is like 16 to 24. And I I don't know that this is always the case, but I used to see this in punk music all the time. Like these older dudes are up there playing music, and it's all kids in the crowd. And I remember what dudes used to tell me about like the 80s and stuff, where they were like, yeah, it was real predatory. And one of the examples the guy used is like you have all these young boys like with their shirts off jumping around on top of each other. There's almost no girls in the crowd. Like you're gonna get chicken hawks. You're gonna get people that are looking to fuck young boys showing up to these crowds because most of them come from broken homes. They need money. They're addicted to drugs. We can make an arrangement here. You'd see that shit all the time. I have a theory that a similar thing is happening online with the crowd and emotionally stunted individuals. Because once again, what people like to watch isn't what they want in their lives. So they like watching this chaotic, discordant, like fucked up world. And that's why like IRL streaming succeeds and stuff. Because it's emotionally stunted older people and younger people who are embracing their anonymity of chat and stuff and cutting loose, perhaps would be a term. Um, they're expressing something about the chaotic stuff within themselves, but it doesn't rule themselves. What they're attracted to. And I know I'm not explaining this perfectly, but there's something going on there because the internet consistently brings out the worst in people. Now, I know there are positive examples. I go out of my way to find positive things online. So I know there are cases where the internet has obviously not damaged people's lives and it's improved people's lives and all that. But the vast majority of people who interact with it are on the losing end of this. Now, I further theorize more negative theories about technology and social media. Okay. But I further theorize that this is going to have a damaging effect, right? Because now people interact with so many people anonymously. So that like shapes your perspective of the world. And I think this is one of the reasons everyone's going crazy, because they know the vast majority of their interactions are now online. The vast majority of their personal interactions don't happen in the real world anymore. They happen online. And that allows you the ability to shape more of it as well in your mind. This is how we have things like we have all these crazy people that are seeing different realities because they don't interact mainly with the real world anymore. They interact through social media. And this allows people to have a much different perspective on the same world, because essentially it's not the same world. Most of their interactions are coming through social media. In my eyes, this is poison, obviously. But I think this is what has driven everyone insane in like the past 10 years, 15 years. You've seen this marked increase in insanity and people just saying crazy shit that is completely divorced from reality. And if they didn't have a bunch of other crazy people nodding along and telling them they were right, they couldn't do it. But because the internet allows for that kind of connectivity and that kind of closed off world, I think this is a serious issue. I may not be explaining it well, and I unfortunately I have a lot of work to do these days. I'm trying to find a way to record videos and go to work and do my other project, but it's so much time. So I don't know. Take it for what it's worth.